Bago natin umpisahan itong ating talakayan, gusto ko munang pasadahan na mabilisan. Itong post na to ni Pambansang Dalaga. No? Meron lang ho akong isang pakiusap sa inyo. Sana isama nyo ho sa inyong mga panalangin itong si Kong Mike, Senator Rodante Marcoleta at yung isa pa nilang kasama. Kung saan wala naman hong ginawang masama yung mga yan. Wala hong dinispal kung pera na sambayan ng Pilipino yung mga yan. Kaya marami ho ngayon nagtataka kung bakit nakakulong itong mga individual na to. Imbis na ikulong si Martin Romualdez, si Saldico, si Amena Pangandaman, yun talagang merong kinalaman sa kaliwat kanang nakawaan na nangyayari dito sa administrasyon na to. Panalangin ho natin itong si Senator Rodante Marcoleta, itong si dating Congressman Mike Defensor at ito hong isa pa nilang kasama na to na hindi natin alam ang pangalan. Ano ito? Political persecution. Darating ang panahon, iikot ang bola at tayo naman ho ang hindi ho natin ninanasa na yung mga kalaban natin sa politika umabot ho sa ganito. Kaso ang problema ho mga kababayan, binaboy ho nila yung mga individual na nakikipaglaban para sa atin. Na wala namang ninakaw. Walang kinuhang pera na galing sa kaban ng sambayan ng Pilipino. Ngayon, pagka itong mga individual na to, kagaya ni Marcos Jr., Martin Romualdez, Amena Pangandaman, Zaldico, nakulong, sasabihin nila, paghihigante sa ginawa nila na to. Hindi ho ganun. Ngayon pa lang, siniset na ho nila yung naratibo para sa 2020. Dahil mangyayari ang mangyayari. Marami hong makukulong na government official dito sa administration na to pagka pumasok ko ang 2028. Yan ho ang sigurado mga kababayan. Dito sa video na to, pag-usapan ho natin ang interview. Palakpakan ho muna natin itong si maraming salamat Senator Rodante Marcoleta, dating Congressman Mike Defensor at dito sa isa nilang kaibigan na to. No? Maraming salamat sa mga individual na to. Tuloy-tuloy lang ho tayo sa pagkikipaglaban kung ika nga, hindi ho natin pwedeng bitawan to kasi kumbaga sa digmaan nalagasan na ho tayo. Yung mga malalapit na kaibigan o mga leader natin kung maituturing talagang pinatumba ng ating mga kalaban. Kaya naman bilang kaisa tayo nitong mga individual na to sa kanilang pinaglalaban, wag ho natin tigilan yung issue ng mga maaanomalyang flood control. Lalo na't sunod-sunod na ho ang pagdating ng mga bagyo na yan. Pag nagkataon, ang gagawin ho ng administrasyon na to, kahit anong bagyo pa ang dumaan, ang pangtatapal lang ho nila yung impeachment sa Senado. Parang nagkaroon ho sila ng free pass na kahit anong kalamidad, trahedyang mangyari sa Pilipinas. So, huwag yung pansinin yan. Dito kayo sa impeachment ni Sara Duterte. Ayun na nga, isang like at isang subscribe. Masaya na ho tayo dyan at sa mga gusto sumali sa ating community. Yung join button nandyan lang ho sa baba. Dito sa video na to, pag-usapan ho natin ang pag-supalpal nitong si Ma'am Pinky Webb dito kay Jinky Luistro. Simple lang naman kasi yan. No, para dito kay Jinky Luistro, aminin mo na kasi natakot kayo ipresenta itong si Attorney Zulaika Lopez diyan sa impeachment nitong si VP Sara. Diyan sa Senado. Kasi pag nagkataon, imbis na baka maging paborable sa inyo sasabihin itong si Attorney Zulaika, hindi pa maging paborable. Di ba hostile nga siya? Hindi nga siya hostile Wala nga nagsundo dito kay Attorney Zulaika sa bahay niya Kusa siyang nagpunta doon. Gusto niyang ilabas yung kanyang panig. Kung ano nga ba ang nangyari noong mga araw na talagang napundi itong si VP Sara dahil sa mga kabalbalan nitong administrasyon na to. Pakinggan ho natin ang interview nitong si Baculaw dito kay Ma'am Pinky Webb. Game!
We tackle the issues, we clarify matters, and we get on point.
On point tayo.
Fiction and not a fact. That's how Vice President Sara Duterte describes allegations she made grave threats against the first couple and former House Speaker Martin Romualdez. Today's impeachment trial centered on the so-called Oplan Romanov, which the defense is using to justify Duterte's controversial remarks. What impact could these arguments have on the course of the proceedings? Let's get on point with House Lead Prosecutor, Congresswoman Jervil Jinky Luistro, who joins us live from the Senate. Congresswoman, good to have you again. Welcome to the show, and always thank you for your time, ma'am.
Good evening, Pinky, and good evening to all our viewers and followers.
Congresswoman Jinky, I was just watching the last minutes of what is happening in the Senate right now before we went on air, and maybe to apprise our viewers right now and myself. Attorney Lorna Capunan was actually saying that hindi na po ipepresent si Attorney Zulaika Lopez. Please tell us more about this.
That is correct, Pinky. At merong tatlong bagay na in-emphasize si Attorney Capunan, no? That includes to avoid redundancy, unnecessary, and repetition, no? So, surplusage, no? To correct. So, that is the reasons, or those are the reasons why we are doing away now with presenting subpoenaed witness Attorney Zulaika Lopez as well as Captain Bello, no? We believe na yung sasabihin ni Attorney Zulaika Lopez at ni Captain Bello ay na-cover na ng testimony ni Agent Calilo.
Yung problema kasi, hindi na makakapag grandstanding yung ibang mga taga-prosecution, 'di ba? Ako naman kasi okay lang naman 'di ba? Ipresenta nyo itong si Atty. Zulaika. Yan din naman ang hinihintay ng ating mga kababayan. Kumbaga highly anticipated witness yan, 'di ba? Talagang inaabangan, nakatutok ang sambayanan. Kaya ang daming nanonood kahapon, mga kababayan, dahil alam nila ang ipipresenta ng prosecution walang iba kung hindi itong si Atty. Zulaika, 'di ba? Yun yung lumabas na mga balita sa social media na si Atty. Zulaika ang witness na isasalang sa witness stand. Magkakaalaman na. Mababanggit na ulit nito si Ligutan yung mga katagang, Your Honor, please. Binanggit ni Bibi Sara na ipapagurgur pagka sakali may mangyari sa kanya. Si First Lady, si Marcos Jr., di ba yun? Pagkakataon na ng prosecution yun para maulit yung conditional, kahit sino magsabi 1,000 na tayong nakausap ng abogado. Sinasabi nila, conditional yan, PH. Kahit sa yung formal court na settings, conditional talaga. Diba? Yan nga kung tawagin nila yan, sui generis, diba? Maliban sa pagiging legal, political din siya. Ngayon kahit sino magsabi sa akin, conditional ba sabi niya? Pag may mangyari sa akin. Wala pa naman nangyayari sa kanya. Anong kinakatakot ni Luistro? Pero in fairness dito kay Luistro, para ho atang nasaktan ho ata siya doon sa mga ipinupost ng ating mga kababayan sa social media. Para, dati ho kasi, may laway siya, walang makeup yung mukha niya. Dito sa pagharap niya na to sa kay Ma'am Pinky, talagang inaurahan niya si Ma'am Pinky.
As well as Attorney Loto, and as a matter of fact, they were even admitted by the Defense Counsel, no? So, ulitin ko, Pinky, yun the reasons are, they are unnecessary, they are surplusage, and they are redundancy. So, these are the reasons. And ultimately, we want to spare the court with wasting its time so that we can focus and dedicate the same to other witnesses who will be presented by the prosecution.
But that particular decision coming from the public and the private prosecutors, I'm sorry, apologies ma'am, because I missed parts of it because I was also on air. Ang narinig ko po sinabi ni Attorney Capunan, nagkaroon po kayo ng, she used actually two words, huddle and hurdle. Can you tell us more about that, please?
Well, we've been observing the testimony of Agent Calilong as well as the testimony of Attorney Loto, no? And ultimately, this afternoon, we were able to resolve with finality that if we will be presenting Attorney Zuleika as well as Captain Bello, it will be a repetition already of what was testified to by the first two witnesses. And that includes the admission of Attorney Venluan na paulit-ulit sinasabi kanina ni Attorney Kapunan, no? Kasi there are only few things na kailangang sabihin sana nitong dalawang witnesses na to. And that includes nandun sila sa loob ng detention center and they personally witnessed the Vice President utter those words of threat against the President, the First Lady, and the former Speaker, no? And it appears to us, it was witnessed actually by the public, na na-cover ito ng testimony ng ating dalawang agents from NBI, and na-cover na rin siya repeatedly by the admissions of the defense during their cross-examination and even during recross-examination, no? So to us, Pinky, no, kung aming isasalang pa itong dalawang ito, it will be a waste of time of the court because it is actually a repetition already. Uulitin na lang ang na-cover na ng mga naunang testigo. Surplus age na siya or kalabisan sapagkat na-establish na yung gusto naming ma-establish from these two witnesses. And it will be a redundancy or unnecessary. Redundancy paulit-ulit at unnecessary, hindi na kailangan, no? We would like to focus to other witnesses, other evidence na may ibang established aside from those na nasabi na ng dalawang naunang testigo.
I understand, of course, that a process like that is definitely up to the prosecution or even the defense when their turn comes. We had an interview a couple of weeks ago, ma'am, and sabi mo nga meron kayong I think now 57 witnesses. And at any given time, you're able to reduce, subtract any of the witnesses if necessary. And in fact, meron din yung tinatawag nga that I learned from you, yung reserved witness that you were given now. What we talked about then was 3 days, but hearing from the presiding officer.
Kahit tayo ho, marami tayong natutunan dyan kay Jinky Luis to. Dyan sa pag-chair niya sa Injustice Committee, di ba yung mga katagang mini trial, yan. Sa kanya ho nanggaling yan. Kung itong ito si Ma'am Pinky, meron siya natutunan na reserve witness. Tayo ho, meron tayong natutunan dyan na mini trial. Eh, siyempre, kayo ba naman galawang bakulaw eh.
Officer, I think the agreement was 5 days. But when did you decide not to call as a hostile witness si Attorney Zuleika Lopez? I'm assuming it was just today, but specifically around what time, ma'am?
Well, just today, just after the conclusion of the testimony of Attorney Lotok. Although admittedly, since yesterday, we've been considering ang ganda na ng testimony ni Attorney Lotok. Halos kompleto na, but the final decision only came after the conclusion of the testimony of Attorney Lotok. To be specific, that was after recross examination, no? While admittedly, since kahapon, pinag-aaralan na talaga namin yan and we became more convinced with his testimony today to dispense with the testimony of these two witnesses.
And there is no, was there any concern that because we understand that Attorney Zuleika Lopez would be a hostile witness, that it could possibly, just possibly be detrimental to the prosecution? Of course, I understand, ma'am, na pinaghandaan niyo to. Pero being a hostile witness, sabi nga ng interview kanina dito po sa BNC kay Corina at kay Willard, tricky po kasi din talaga ang hostile witness. Did it have anything to do with that?
We acknowledge that, Picky, but of course, kamukha ng sinabi mo kanina, it depends on the exigency of the trial, no? Naging observation namin na kompleto na yung gusto naming ma-establish from the testimony of the first two witnesses, and that is the ultimate reason why we are dispensing with the testimony of these two witnesses. And I wish to take note, hindi lang testimonya ni Attorney Zuleyca ang dinidispense ng prosecution. It even includes our witness, Captain Bello, no? Dalawa sila na dinidispense na namin tonight, no? For the reason na na-establish na at magiging repetition na lang kung i-present pa sila.
Okay lang naman kahit i-presenta nyo, dapat naghanda yung si Ma'am Pinky Web. Naghintay din naman tayo, di ba? Dapat presenta nyo na nandyan na rin lang naman para hindi naman nabitin yung ating mga kababayan. Dapat pinagbigyan nyo na kasi isa yun sa mga inaabangan yung ano bang nangyari noong gabi na yon? Bakit umabot si BP Sara na talagang nasabi niya yung mga salita na yon? Diba? Binitin nyo ang hirap po kasi baka pagka-presenta pa nila. Alam naman nila yan na talagang guguho itong particular na articles of impeachment na to pagka meron hong isang pagkakamali silang ginawa dyan. Kaya hindi na ho nila ginusto na isa lang pa itong si Attorney Zuleyca. Yun rin lang naman ho ang ating nakikitang dahilan dyan. Maliban doon, wala na ho. Maliwanag pa sa sikat ng araw, talagang conditional talaga yung mga sinabi na yun. Maliwanag. Itong si Kapunan at itong si Luis Troy, ano naman nila yan? Siyempre, trabaho naman talaga nila yan na pagmukain na talagang pinagbantaan nitong si BP Sara, itong si Marcos Jr. at itong si Lisa Araneta Marcos. Yun naman ho talagang ano niya. Yun naman ho talagang ini-aim nila dyan, ika nga.
For the benefit of those who do not know what the testimony of Captain Bello would be, please give us the explanation. Ano ho bang ite-testify ni Captain Bello?
Well, Captain Bello was the LSB official of the House of Representatives, no? Who served the transfer order to Attorney Zuleyca Lopez, no? Nung ililipat sana siya sa hospital while the Vice President was inside the detention center, no? She's supposed to tell the court na nakita niya nandun ang Vice President at nakita din niya si Attorney Zuleyca Lopez. These are the circumstances surrounding the video conferencing where the Vice President uttered the words of threat against the President, the First Lady, and the former Speaker.
Congresswoman Jinky, so who's next? What happens now tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow I understand na nakaschedule ang oral argument. This is about the preterm evidence or documents pertaining to AMLAC, BIR, and even the bank documents, no? The issue here is whether or not those documents which pertain to acts or omissions prior to 2022, when the respondent became an impeachable official, are relevant to this impeachment trial.
Ibig sabihin ho ba na magkakaroon ng oral arguments ang magkabilang kampo para patunayan na kailangan o hindi dapat isama yung mga records ng mga bangko ni Vice President bago po siya maging Vice Presidente? Did I understand that right, ma'am?
That is correct, Pinky, no? But it does not pertain only to the bank documents. It pertains as well to SALN.
Right.
It pertains also to BIR documents, the ITR, no? And the AMLAC documents, no? So ang issue dito, you are correct when you said, no? Kompletohin lang natin yung documents which are concerned in this particular issue. Kung ito bang mga dokumentong ito which are prior to 2022 when the respondent became an impeachable official are relevant in this impeachment trial. No? Of course, the position of the prosecution is they are relevant.
Kaso ang nakalagay sa rules yung mga bagay-bagay lamang ang dapat pag-usapan dyan sa panahon nitong si BP Sara. No, panahon bilang Vice President itong si BP Sara. Kagaya na lamang ho yung mga binitawan niyang kataga na pag kami mangyari. Yung conditional threat ba? Diba? yung mga kataga na yon, binitawan niya nung VP Sara siya. Ngayon, kung ikukonekta yung ginulpi niyang sheriff, iba usapan na yun. Hindi na ano yan, hindi na ang tawag dito, hindi pa siya VP noon. Mayor siya ng Davao noon. Kaya hindi na nila perinisinta at ayaw din naman noong sheriff. Diba? Ayaw daw niya magkaroon ng partisipasyon dito sa kabalbalan na to na ginagawa ng prosecution. Yeah. Kaya sa tingin natin ang mangyayari dito, kung magiging fair ang impeachment court, hindi ho pahihintulutan yung mga dokumento na yan, yung mga gustong ipasubpina ng prosecution, kagaya ng mga bank records nitong si Man Scarpio, nung mga dokumento mula pa noong nung mga panahon na hindi pa siya vice president. Kung magiging parehas ang impeachment court, sa tingin natin hindi ho nila papahintulutan yan.
And with that oral argument coming from both the prosecution and the defense, what happens after? Is that going to be a decision that will be put forward to the senator judges to vote upon if indeed pwedeng isama o hindi?
Well, actually, before I came here, the senator judges were discussing whether they will be voting tomorrow immediately after the oral argument, or they will be given additional time to be able to make their position on the matter. And the last thing I heard from Senator Judge Alan Cayetano is like he's requesting for a caucus, about the subject matter to be debated upon tomorrow by the prosecution and the defense.
Fair enough, because you had to go to our live point to be able to speak to us tonight. So we thank you for that. So tomorrow is actually going to be also, not that the other days were less important, but this is a shift now, because are you saying na tapos na po ang issue on grave threats?
Yun na yun?
Well, we still have one witness, And I don't know if there will be additional witnesses pa after this one. The last witness I'm pertaining to as of now is Attorney Melvin Matibag, our NBI director, I understand that we have reservations, so we haven't discussed whether Attorney Melvin will be the last or whether there will be additional witnesses pa anchored under the reservation to present additional witnesses or evidence in support of the threat article.
Just to understand it before we go on a break, ma'am, so bakit po bukas yung oral arguments on the can you include AMLAC, BIR, and other pertinent documents prior to the assumption of Sara Duterte as Vice President? Why are we jumping?
What I understand, why the reason, Pinky, is we have pending motion for issuance of subpoena. We have pending requests for issuance of subpoena of these documents, including those prior to 2022. Itong documents na to, that includes bank documents, that includes the AMLAC documents, that includes the BIR documents. Parang hindi naman kasama yung SALN. Parang we have them already. So for these three documents, they include those prior to 2022, and that is why I believe the impeachment court deemed it proper to set the oral argument tomorrow before they decide on the request of the prosecution for the issuance of this subpoena.
We'll be taking a very short break. We'll continue. Come back, still with us, House Lead Prosecutor Congresswoman Jervil Jinky.
Ayusin mo yung postura mo, madam, yung antipara mo, wag mong napapanood ka sa national television, di ba? Yung laway mo nag-viral na, make sure na diyan sa interview mo na yan kay Ma'am Pinky Webb, huwag ka na magkalat, ha? Huwag nyo na huwag mo na i-bash itong si Baculaw, okay? Huwag nyo na i-bash.
Luis Ro, Congresswoman, so sino pong mag-opening statement for the prosecution bukas?
Ikaw na lang.
It will be...
Ikaw na lang, GK, please. Ikaw na lang ang mag-opening statement.
Congressman Chel Jokno, of course
si
we
Chel.
understand. He has been with the academe for so long. He has been a seasoned litigation lawyer, As a matter of fact, dekano siya Dean of the College of Law before he was elected as member of the House of Representatives. So we are very much confident and positive about his engagement to represent the prosecution in this debate regarding the relevancy of the documents prior to 2022 in this impeachment trial.
Let me ask you this, Congresswoman. What kind of an effect would a possible vote by the senator judges, if it comes to that nga, tungkol po dito sa pertinent documents, that they decide that prior to 2022 is unnecessary, which means, I guess that would be a, not a loss, but you don't, I mean, you wouldn't call that victorious on your end, hindi ho ba? Kasi gusto nyo isama yung prior to 2022. Malaking epekto ho ba yan sa pagsusuri o sa debate or proving the point of unexplained wealth kung hindi po masama yung prior to 2022?
Hindi, yung prior to 2022, continuation yan nung kung tawagin nila dyan sa Senado. Meron silang bagong termino ng batas dyan. Kung tawagin yun, bendalo. Bendalo. Kung sakaling pahintulutan niya ang pagsabpina ng mga dokumento, maging ng mga panahon na hindi pa BP si Sara Duterte, bendalo ho yan. Okay? Kasi nakalagay sa batas, malinaw na naman, yung mga impeachable act lamang ni BP Sara ang dapat pag-usapan dyan sa korte na yan noong vice president siya. Kailan yon? Pagpasok niya noong 2022 hanggang sa ngayong panahong kasalukuyan. Yun lamang. Doon sa oras, pagkakataon, tagpo na hindi pa siya nanunumpa bilang vice president, hindi pwedeng pakialaman yun. Impeachable government official ba ang mayor ng Davao? Hindi. Ngayon, kung vice president siya noong mga panahon na yon at hindi siya mayor ng Davao, sa tingin natin, okay lang. Diba? Pero dahil nga, mayor siya noon, hindi siya impeachable government official, hindi pwedeng pakialaman yun. Kahit ako, kahit si Luis Tro, maging vice president siya, at kalkalin yung mga panahon na pinaghahanap ng batas ang kanyang asawa at gustong gawing impeachable offension, dahil tinago niya asawa niya, hindi rin naman tayo papayag. Diba? O, hindi kasali yun. Pag-usapan lang natin yung mga panahon na impeachable government official siya. Maliwanag yun. Ngayon, pagka binago nila yun, bendalo na ho yun mga kababayan.
2022.
Without dwelling on the merits, no, Pinky, and without reference to this particular impeachment trial, but by allowing the documents pertaining to acts or omissions prior to the time when the public official became an impeachable official will provide a clear picture of what happened. And by clear picture, it will provide the source, it will provide retention, ownership, control, no, and accumulation. As a matter of fact, without reference to this particular impeachment trial, if it is proven that what was acquired as ill-gotten prior to becoming an impeachable official is still retained by the public official, then there is a continuing violation of the law.
Oo, ano na natin, ayusin na natin ang ating saligang batas. No, hindi na pwede yung nakalagay sa saligang batas na dapat yung mga panahon lang siya. Dapat mula pagkapanganak ni VP Sara, kung meron siyang bank account, silipin nyo na. Mga walang ya kayo. Ikaw, Luis Tro, di ka na natuto ha. Di ka na natuto dun sa iyong mini trial, laway siya. Kadiri
The
ka
very
man.
least, RA 3019 or perhaps the Plunder Law or even 6713, the law pertaining to the ethical standards of public officials and employees, no? And I wish to point out as well that with respect to the constitutional provision on accountability, particularly Section 2 of Article 11. Ang binanggit lang naman doon, who are the impeachable officials?
Madam, yung laway mo, may nagbi-build up na naman, ha?
Ang binanggit din lang doon, what are the grounds for impeachment? But the Constitution never provide with respect to the timeline regarding the date of
Hindi totoo. Sinungaling na ho yan, mga kababayan. Hindi na ho totoo yan. Malinaw yun. Ngayon, sa bagay, ano lang naman yan prosecution yan. Lahat ng paborable sa kanila, isasabihin ho nila sa lahat ng interview nila.
commission. Omission or commission of act that constitutes an impeachable offense, no? Sabi sa Section 2, Article 11, the impeachable officials are as follows: President, Vice President, members of the Constitutional Commission, and then the justices of the Supreme Court, the Ombudsman, no? And then they made mention also about the grounds. Kasama doon yung mga culpable violation of the Constitution.
Yan.
Treason, bribery, graft and corruption, betrayal of public trust, and other high crimes. But nowhere will you see the timeline as to the commission of the act, as to whether it should be committed.
Hindi na, kasi nandun na yun Hindi na yung omission ang pinag-uusapan lang natin dito. Matatapos, mag-uumpisa at matatapos, yung mga aklang ng isang government official, nung impeachable government official pa lang siya, doon pa lang mag-uumpisa yun. Kayo naman, gusto nyo kahit na mula ata nung pito si BP Sara, ginagawa pa lang siya ni Tatay Digong. Gusto nyo lahat na lang ng dokumento pwedeng makakuha laban sa kanya, gagamitin nyo Di ba? Ang mangyayari dyan, hindi mo sinagot yung tanong ni Pinky Web Kung may apekto ba sa prosecution yung kung hindi pagbibigyan yung subpina. Ang sagot ho dyan, Fishing Expedition 2.0 ho yan. Hindi lang makakapekto. Diyan na ho sila magkakahindot-hindot, sigurado.
Prior to or during the time that the public official is an impeachable official, walang binanggit ang Constitution doon. No? And that is very clear. That is without specific reference to the subject matter of this impeachment trial.
I actually remember two things after you said that. I understand that you weren't referencing it to the issue now. So let me reference it to the impeachment proceedings trials in the past. During the Corona impeachment trial, I do need to research on this, just to be very frank, and look back again. But were there references prior to the Chief Justice on his SAL-N that were used before he became Chief Justice? Number two, also with former President Joseph Estrada, were there also references used that the court admitted prior to him becoming president?
Yeah, that is correct. Meron. As a matter of fact, we can invoke legislative precedents, no? Sapagkat merong mga incidents na pinag-usapan during the trial which are prior to becoming the impeachable official. We can include, as a matter of fact, Pinky, yung kaso ni Justice Sereno naman, where the basis for the grant
Hindi, yung kay Sireno, dami mong pwedeng banggitin na pagkakataon. Bakit kay Sireno pa? Hindi nga umabot sa korte yan Nag-resign siya Di ba? Doon kay Corona at kay Estrada, doon ka magano kasi nagkaroon ng full-blown trial dyan. Pambihira naman talaga to si Magulaw.
proceeding ay yung failure niya na i-disclose yung kanyang salary as a UP professor, which was during the time, long before she became a member of the Supreme Court, right? No? So, ang point doon, without, again, particular reference to this impeachment trial, no? Kung yung prior conduct ay ginagamit as basis of disqualification, just like what happened to Justice Sereno, then it must be considered as well in removing impeachable public
Tingnan na lang natin mamaya. Tingnan na lang natin.
official.
And siguro para mabalikan lang yung kay Justice Sereno, Congresswoman, hindi po kasi natuloy yung impeachment proceedings laban sa kanya.
I understand.
Hindi po ba? Well, just
I understand.
making it clear, except yung, of course, ang natuloy po yung kay Chief Justice Corona.
Hindi, ano nga kasi, yung mga yan, imi-mislead ka nila. Kaya mga kababayan natin, mag-ingat po kayo sa kakapakinig dito sa mga prosecution lawyer na to, mga congressman na to. Kasi yan hong mga yan, meron silang interest na tinutulak. Si VP Sara, wala ho siyang kapangyarihan ngayong mga panahon na to. Mula 2022 hanggang ngayon, lame duck vice president ho siya. Diretsuhin ko na ho kayo, lame duck vice president ho siya. Noon pa man. Ano hong magagawa ni Sara Duterte? Ang kinatatakot ho nila na pagka naging presidente si Sara, doon na ho magkakanda, hendot-hendot itong mga to. Sigurado, makakakita tayo, uulan ng orange.
And former
Yeah.
President Joseph Estrada. I mean, we have to look back at all the impeachment proceedings that happened in the past. So now that will be the case, it will be still up to the senator judges to decide on this. Now,
Correct.
I want to go back to some of the highlights of what happened today, which is really part of my questioning. Dahil nagulat din po ako, I was surprised with the turn of events towards the last part of the impeachment day. Anong araw na ho ba to? 1, 2, 3, day 5. All right.
Day 5.
Ma'am, ang sinabi niyo po kanina, maganda na po kasi yung testimony ni Attorney Lotoc at ni Senior Agent Calilong. Now,
Perhaps hindi lang siguro maganda kung hindi kompleto na.
Patapusin mo ang tanong, parang talagang ano nyo na, yung tipong habi nyo na, yung di patapos ang tanong, sabat kayo na sabat. Iba naman ho kasi, pambihira naman ho. Okay lang sana kung nag-vlog kayo, di ba? Kaso hindi vlog yan. Yan, interview ng napakagandang Pinky Web. Ngayon, di pat...
kumpleto.
And the supposed offer of testimony for Attorney Zulaika and Captain Bello were served already in the testimony of Agent Calilong and Attorney Lotoc.
Okay. Having said that, ma'am, yung pong kanina, some of the points that I wrote down, yung tinanong po kasi itong grave threats, because of course, ito naman po yung pinag-uusapan the past days. Attorney Binluan, when asked, said the defense was saying it wasn't a threat in the first place. Ang sabi po niya, it was a mere response to a Q&A and it was never aimed directly to BBM, the First Lady, and the former speaker. Yun po yung kanyang sinabi. I forget who asked that question. Could have been Senator Judge Pia Cayetano. But do you remember that, ma'am?
Yeah, but our position has always been res ipsa loquitur, no? I do not want to dwell really too much on the merits of the case, but ever since ang position ng prosecution dyan is res ipsa loquitur, and those utterances constitute an impeachable offense.
Can we talk about, though, are you allowed, please forgive me if you are not allowed, are you allowed to even comment on some of the seeming flaws that the defense were highlighting during the questioning, the cross-examination po kay Attorney Binluan, yung pong mga typographical errors and even the mismatch of the dates?
I don't know really how my fellow prosecutors are addressing the questions, no? But under the sub judice rule, and we were reminded as well by the presiding officer during the first day of the trial, we're not supposed to comment on the
Okay.
on the merits of this impeachment
The
trial,
merits.
no? And that is why I've been very, very restrictive in providing
I
answers
understand.
to your questions, no?
Opo.
But nevertheless, about the inconsistencies, discrepancies, without again specific reference to the subject matter of this impeachment trial, as to whether it will affect the theory of our case, it depends if it is significant or not. Our position is they are not significant.
Hindi significant yung mga typographical error, no? Hindi significant. Pero pagka sa defense, merong ganong klaseng typo, naku, malaking problema ho yun mga kababayan.
It was also Attorney Lotoc who said that the grave threats were real and actual. I think that's what he said yesterday. All right. So it's day 5. Bukas po ay day 6. Equally, I'm sure interesting, especially because of this oral argument on documents, BIR files, etc. Last question, ma'am. What happens to that BIR box? Does that mean that if the vote becomes favorable to the prosecution, does it necessarily mean that the BIR box can be opened?
Okay, so to update the viewing public, no, the BIR box was returned already by the impeachment court to the BIR, no? But I wish to share as well that part of the request for issuance of subpoena is an expanded list for BIR documents, no? And that is supposed to include what we believe are inside this BIR box, no? So we hope that we will be able to get the favorable judgment of the impeachment court with respect to the debate which will happen tomorrow, because doon nakasalalay yung completeness ng mga documents na nire-request ng prosecution on this request for issuance of subpoena. Kasama doon yung expanded list ng BIR documents. Not only those which we believe are inside the box, but even the other documents of the BIR which we believe are pertinent as well in this impeachment trial.
And just to last question, ma'am, I saw you yesterday together with some of the House prosecutors and even, of course, the defense. How are you guys? Are you in high spirits? Pagod ho ba kayo? Kamusta ho kayo? Ang prosecutor, public and private?
The prosecutors are always in high spirit, both the public and the private prosecutors, no? We believe in...
Na nga mga kababayan, abang lang ho kayo at mag-uumpisa na ang oral argument at hihahatid ko sa inyo dito sa PH Update ang pinaka-latest na kaganapan dyan sa impeachment trial court. Yan sa impeachment itong si Vice President Sara Duterte. Muli ako ho humihiling sa inyo ng pabor na isama ho natin sa ating panalangin na itong mga individual na to, kagaya si Senator Rodante Marcoleta, Pastor Kibuloy, si Tatay Digong, malapit na umuwi si Tatay Dig siya. Bang ho kayo. Pagka umuwi yan, tayo lahat pupunta ng airport sigurado. Meron tayong pasalubong na tsokolate kay Tatay Dig. So, tuloy-tuloy na pananalangin ho. Kasi balita ko, i-dismantle na daw ho ng Amerika ang ICC. Lapit na umuwi si Tatay Digong. Panalangin ho natin yung mga nagsasakripisyo ho ngayon para sa sambayan ng Pilipino. Una na dyan, siyempre, yung mga nakakulong, kilala nyo naman ho kung sino-sino yung mga yan. Yung mga nasa labas naman, panalangin din ho natin, kagaya ni Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, na tuloy-tuloy ang pagbibigay sa kanya ng katalinuhan, gabayan siya ng lakas, ng tapang para manindigan para sa bawat isang Pilipino ngayong mga panahon na to. Kasi balita natin, itong si Melvin Matibag, ang tinatarget naman ho ngayon yung Clark, yung parang sport dome, yung kaldero, yung naratibo ho ngayon sa social media. Panood nyo na ho yun. Ang tinatarget doon sa tingin ko si Senator Cayetano. Maraming salamat po mga kababayan. Malino natin ang Pilipinas.